Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast.
So, what's the most outrageous four-letter word?
It's fear. Quote by T. Bookstaver. It is the most outrageous word when you talk about moving, getting things done, motivation. A famous quote: "Don't let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning." There's another fear, right? But action cures fear. But it all comes down to you. It's a lot of things we're fearful of. Just don't let it overtake you. I don't know. I feel like sometimes fear and procrastination kind of go side by side. When we're fearful of things, we put things on the back burner. We don't confront them. We don't face them. We kind of step lightly, and it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. And when we talk about fear, there's so many things that go with that, right? Um, we make excuses when we're fearful. Um, we, like I said, procrastinate when we're fearful. We just, heck, sometimes we just crawl under the sheets and can't get out of bed because we're fearful. But it all comes down to the action, right? Um, just get it done. It's easier said than done. I know. I get it. I've been there. I'm still there, right? There are things today that I'm still fearful of. The growth of business, right? Do you take that next step? Do you move into a bigger size or wider audience or a customer base or whatever your business is? um you're going to be fearful always of change, right? That's a big thing. Anytime there's change, right, there's always a fear. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Am I going to get laughed at? Am I going to be made fun of? And who cares, right? At the end of the day, you have to say, who cares? Just move. Move, 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 get it done. And I'm talking in relationship to anything, whether it's, your first business venture, your ninth business venture, exercise, diet, anything that you want to get done, right? I mean, diet. Let's talk about diet, right? What's the excuse there? The excuse there is Monday. Something special happen on Mondays? Next week. Why? What's wrong with this week? Tomorrow. Today's good, right? But is that a fear? Could be. You're afraid you're never going to have that cookie again, or that chocolate sundae, or that piece of bread. But sometimes, guess what? When you don't have it, you don't miss it that much. And once you make that move or that choice or that change, oh well. And there's plenty of times you fall off the wagon. It happens. It happens. Business, right? There's times where you fail. But you know what? You're one step closer to winning. Just have the right attitude. And one of the right attitudes to fear, quite honestly, in my opinion, is that you just have to take the next step. You just have to have the right attitude. You just have to block out the naysayers, block out the negativity, And we'll talk more about that, because one of the things that I feel that a lot of us are fearful about doing things is what our friends, peers, family, and everyone else is going to say. Oh, you don't need to lose weight. Oh, what are you starting that business for? Oh, that'll never work. Right? They're actually causing us to have a little fear, because now they send this negative energy and put it into our head that, oh, maybe it's not going to work. Oh, maybe I can't do that. I can't run that marathon. It's like climbing Mount Everest. How long did it take somebody to get there? And now how many people have done it? So you have to put the attitude in your head first. And there's no one to blame. Your friends, your family, whoever it might be putting that stuff in your head, you can't allow them to put it in your head. And sometimes it can just be you putting it in your head, and you are your worst enemy. So let's get done with the fear. Let's step out of our shell. Let's take some action, because remember, it does cure fear. And let's move on. FEAR. It's a different F, 4-letter word. Mm-hmm. But what are you afraid of? There's a lot of reasons why we're afraid. I guess life puts that obstacle in our way, and we have to figure out to overcome it. Step out of it. Take action. Take action now. Action cures fear. Whether it's you're afraid talking to people, or whatever it may be, whether it's in business or your personal life, whether it's traveling, I'm afraid to get on that plane. I'm afraid to get in the car. I'm afraid to start a new business. Maybe I'm afraid to start a third business, a fourth business. Heck, I think I might be on my 8th business at this point. You just have to keep going. One step at a time, and take the action. Are you fearful? Or are you fearless? That's the question. Fear's always going to be there. Be fearless. Fear. Action cures fear. I am fearless. Remember that. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining today's podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know in the description what you're fearful of. Thank you guys for being here. Make it a great day, and be fearless.